Hey guys, Master is back with some Borderlands 2 for you today, of course, and this is going to be my video soloing Pyrocaustic Pete, the Ultra Invincible. And for anyone that doesn't know who he is, he's actually the raid boss from the most recent DLC for Borderlands 2, which was Mr. Torg's Campaign of Carnage. And he unlocks you actually don't get a chance to fight him until you've finished all the main story missions in that DLC, so you will have to actually complete the DLC before you get a chance to fight him. And what happens is Moxie has a second bar in the badass crater of badassitude, so you go there and Moxie will actually have the mission to go and fight Pyrocaustic Pete. He is fairly difficult, and because he is a raid boss, he is designed to be fought with multiple people. A raid boss's main characteristic is you're supposed to go in there with a bunch of people and help each other out, and he's supposed to drop a lot of loot at the end, and you can also all get Seraph crystals out of it, which the whole idea behind the Seraph crystals was supposed to be it was a currency that would enable you to buy some of the most powerful weapons in the game. But the Seraph weapons were a bit of a letdown, if I'm honest. The legendaries and even purple weapons in some cases do a lot more damage and just have a lot better characteristics in general. You'll see at the start of the video here, there are a lot of bodies on the ground already, and the reason that is because I've tried to actually fight him 2 or 3 times before, and I was doing live commentaries trying to fight him. And by live commentary I mean as I'm playing the game I'm also commentating. So with all of the Borderlands 2 videos I've uploaded, they're all live commentaries, which means that what you see and what you hear is happening at the same time. So it's like in conjunction with the action you're seeing. And for me it makes it a lot easier to commentate on something I'm doing rather than something I'm watching. And unfortunately that's how I've had to do this video, because I'd done probably 2 or 3 live commentaries trying to solo him previous to this, and I was trying to solo him without the B. And yeah, I ended up getting really frustrated, and the very last commentary, like the attempt I tried, I was getting way too mad. So what I did was I turned the microphone off, and I thought, look, I'll go in there and I'll just see how different it'd be with the B shield. And I didn't expect to do like very well at all, and I ended up beating him. And towards the end of the video I was really thinking, should I turn the microphone on and try and do a little bit of a commentary, or what should I do? And I ended up saying, okay, I'll leave the mic off, I'll get the fight out of the way, and I'll record a commentary after the actual fight. But yeah, it's been a while since I've done a commentary like this, and it's a little bit more difficult for me to do, purely because most of the ones that I've been doing recently they're like informational videos where I'm talking about something I'm doing, rather than just trying to say, well, here's Pyro Pete and I'm shooting bullets at him. But I'll try and keep it as coherent as possible. But this is, I think, the best raid boss in the game. It probably is the easiest raid boss in the game, as long as you can spec your character to do enough damage in the allotted time. And by that what I mean is, if you go up against Pyrocaustic Pete with a character that can't do enough damage in the allotted time, what will happen is, you see the Nova Blast there, you have to go and hit the valve to actually release the water, and every time you release water it'll actually release either spider ants or the sewer rat enemies, and every time you use that pipe again their level will increase. So what happens if you let the fight go for too long, their level will start to get ridiculously high. I'm pretty sure they can get up to about level 70, so that's 20 levels above you. And the spider ants aren't so much as a problem, because they are a little bit easier to kill and avoid. But the rats, because the rats can shoot at you, you do not want a level 70 enemy taking shots at you, because they will drop you pretty much all instantly. So I throw 2 grenades there because those enemies are starting to level up a bit more, so I dropped 2 grenades in the hope it'd take them out, and it actually worked. And you'll see what happened there was I actually am hitting Pyrocaustic Pete with the phase blast with the siren, and what I've got is I've spec'd her to actually have ruin now, so that what ruin does with the siren is it electrocutes, slags and corrodes enemies whenever they're phase locked. So what that means is I don't have to switch to a slag weapon for this particular match, and I can slag him just by using my action skill. Excuse me. And because I'm using the Legendary Siren mod, my cooldown rate is about 39% faster, so I can actually phase lock him over and over again just within a few seconds, and that is a massive help, because when the enemy is slagged, he takes a lot more damage. And because I'm using the double penetrating Uncamped Herald here, and I've also got the B shield on, it's doing fairly solid damage. This is the patched version of the game, of course, so if this was the unpatched version, I think you could pretty much well knock him down in probably at least a third of the time or half of the time, because the B used to do amazing damage, and it's still a very effective item. A lot of people sort of took the video I did on the B patch the wrong way, thinking that I was saying they ruined the game. All I was saying in that video was, for anyone that used the B to farm, it was going to be a different experience for them. In no point in that video did I say the game was ruined or that they'd done a bad job. So I got a lot of messages saying, like, how dare you sort of do this and that, and I was like, dude, all that was an informational video. I made it when the patch was out, and I think it was one of the first videos uploaded to YouTube demonstrating the effects of the patch, and yeah, that's what that was for. It was just for information. So yeah, like I said, a lot of people took it the wrong way, and a lot of people were thinking that I was saying the game was ruined. The game isn't ruined. The game has just been balanced completely differently now, and there are certain enemies that I still believe need to be rebalanced around the B shield, and the problem with Hyperius and Master Gi were raid bosses from Captain Scarlet's DLC, and they were both designed with the B shield in mind when the DLC was made. So what that means is those raid bosses were designed thinking that people would be using the full powered B. Now that the B's been nerfed, those bosses haven't been changed, and they're completely out of whack. They're completely unbalanced, and if they had more like a fight mechanic like this game, I mean, Master Gi, you could probably do it if you were fairly good at running around, getting the worms drop fairly quickly, kiting him into the acid, and I mean, it's not a bad mechanic, but I just don't think it's executed that well. So you see that's a level 63 spider ant there, so you have to be very careful if you let them level up that far. But yeah, with Hyperius, I think is the one that a lot of people really sort of scratch their head about when they talk about like boss design, because to be out in an open arena like that with basically just you versus him, and there are a few different ways to try and avoid his AoE blast, but they're not guaranteed ways to avoid it. And in a lot of cases he'll generally do 2 consecutive blasts, and you'll think, okay, 2 blasts, now I'm safe, and then randomly sometimes he'll do a third, and you'll just go down, and if you are doing it solo, you have no way to revive yourself. But in this fight, if you go down, you do have those smaller enemies generally out there to try and revive yourself. Anyway, you'll see there I took him out. Finally, I was so happy here, and I started to do the victory dance on his face, start doing 360s, and I was so stoked that I beat him. I was like, in your face! I was just stoked. And I start looking through the loot here, and the first thing I thought was, oh, okay, of course he's going to have completely garbage drops, but I pick up the iridium and then I see the orange spike there, and I'm like, oh wow, Hellfire. So that's a bladed Hellfire SMG, and it's actually quite nice. It's got a half decent scope on it, it's bladed as well. and I think I end up getting 11 Seraph crystals out of this. So not the best stack. I think you can usually get between 18 and 20, but getting 11 was 11 more than I had previously. And what that means is I'll also be able to go to the Seraph vendor now in the Badass Crater of Badassitude and have a look at the new Seraph items. I believe there's a couple of Seraph grenade mods now, and I think there might be a new shield, so I'll be able to check that out and hopefully put that in another video. But speaking of videos, I got to say thanks for 3,000 subscribers, guys. It's very humbling, and it's crazy for me that like I'll go to sleep and I'll check the comments and watch the subscriber count, and then I'll wake up in the morning and I'll quickly check it, and I mean there'll be another 100 subscribers and there'll be another 50 or another 100 comments, and the majority of it's positive. And I mean, when you're a content producer, when you're making videos, the only thing that you can hope, like the best outcome, is that people will enjoy the stuff you create. And it seems that a lot of people actually like the videos I'm putting out there. They like the way I try and explain things. And I mean, like I said, for someone that makes videos, the best compliment that you can possibly give is to just say, man, that was a good video. And I mean, you might make a video that takes you 2-3 hours to make, and all it needs is one guy to say, man, that was a good video, well done, and that makes it all worthwhile. But anyway, like I said, guys, thanks for all the support, the comments, the likes, everything. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos in the future. We'll see you later.